Yeah, and being very aware that I'm not going to take the people somewhere that they shouldn't go.
Right.
Like, it's not the idea that they're going to walk a path that I've sort of provided for them.
Right.
They're going to walk their
Their own
path,
path, right.
and the only thing, in inverted commas, is to get them to the most of their own self-being, so that they are actually going to walk their path, and that they are not going to go astray and walk something else that they haven't decided to walk. But that's what I do, is not to tell them what they should walk, or to tell them what they shouldn't walk, but to show them, look, this is what you are. Have them look at themselves. This is what you are. This is what you're doing. So where do you go from here?
Right.
It's like making them question themselves, but not in the sense of making them more insecure. Actually, it's the opposite, of making them feel more secure in what they really are. And to show them, look, this is not what you really are. Yeah? And have them feeling it, because it's not a thing of the mind. Because if somebody starts to tell a nice story, it's nice to believe it. But I don't believe in believing.
Right.
For me, it's like, if one doesn't feel it, that's absolutely the way it is, it won't work.
Right.
Because the real truth one can feel deep inside oneself, even if the mind can't grasp it, even if the mind is not capable of translating it into words. But real truth lives in the heart, and one can say, I don't know why, but I know this definitely to be true. And if I bring somebody to their inner being, they know, this is me. This is what I really am. That's where I want them to go. Right. That they know, this is what I really am. This is what really is what I'm going to do. I don't know how, I don't know when, but this is what I go for. It's not my path. It's not, and it's certainly, I mean, what I have developed over the years, I call it the Sa'Sen Yin method, but it's the most anti-methodical method there is. Yeah, because it's a non-method, but it sounds a little bit strange to say the Sa'Sen Yin non-method. So, and I had to find a word, so I used the word method, and then I explained that it's not a method, because it's not methodically. And yet at the same time it is, because, how should I call it? There are certain laws that always need to be respected. One of the laws is first to teach people not to hurt, nor themselves, nor other people. That's certainly a big part of my method. Love is first, above anything else. So that definitely is a rule. So that's a method. Yeah, in that sense I could still call it a method, because there are some fixed things that always count.
Yes. Fundamentals.
Yeah.
So, seeing we're getting on to the subject of method or non-method, so it was very beautiful the way you described your purpose and your desire to really help people find their own heart, and from there find their own path, which of course could look all kinds of different ways. So, yeah, that's very refreshing compared to a lot of master teachers or traditions where it's often within there might be a very genuine teacher or teaching at the heart of it, but there's often a lot of baggage or a certain framework that it's all operating within. So anyway, that's really interesting, and I think it's something that potentially could make you very attractive to people, especially these days where a lot of people are very wary of that kind of thing, you know, either getting into a religion or getting involved with a teacher or master who's going to tell them how to live or lay down the line, etc.
I would contradict that.
Okay.
Because my experience is that most people actually feel attracted to somebody that sets a framework that's not to be moved.
Yeah.
Because it gives them a kind of security. It's a false security. They know it's a false security. They still go for it. Because with me, somebody has to work really hard. Like, the way is not an easy one. And the way is different for everybody. So that means that if somebody works with me, they will have to go a path they really do not know.
Right.
And if anybody knows it, it's themselves.
Right.
Nobody else will know it.
Mm-hmm.
Except maybe for me, that can look a little bit ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's still their path.
Otherwise, it's completely unknown.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
While if they would work with other teachers, preachers, gurus, whatevers, it's more obvious.
Mm.
It's easier to see.
Yeah.
It has a certain line, and it's got a lot to do with outside stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
While with me, the outside is not really relevant before one is with oneself following this path.
Right.
That starts to become more relevant as soon as one has landed really within oneself. Because then, of course, it is relevant, because it's like, if I'm looking for enlightenment, it shouldn't be for my purpose.
Right.
It should be for the purpose of the rest of the world.
Right.
So, but I first have to get there
You have to
myself.
start somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, not just somewhere. One
Right.
has to start within oneself.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also at the same time, the best example always gets followed.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why very many people won't feel so easily attracted to me, because I don't give them a promise. I don't give them this illusion of something really nice and easy. I just tell them from the very beginning, this is going to be a challenge. And I mean, not just something like playing pool, or this is a challenge, a real one. But that is what life is about.
Right.
So in the end, if one looks for somebody else who's teaching and makes it easy, in the end it's going to be harder.
Exactly.
But that is something that very many people find out many years later, and some people find out just before they pass over to the next plane.
Right. Okay.